Welcome to the On Your Left podcast, coming to you live from the Line Shot Photography Podcast Studios in Madison, Mississippi. Tim Dillard at Line Shot Photography in Central Mississippi's premier dramatic sports portrait photographer. Teams, individuals, seniors, full media days, any sport, any age. Book now at lineshotphotography.com or email tim at lineshotphotography.com.
Welcome to the On Your Left podcast, brought to you by Trails of Mississippi, your ultimate guide to the thrilling world of trail running, hiking, and mountain biking. Join your host, Matt Clem, as we explore breathtaking trails, conquer challenging peaks, and dive into the adventures that await in the great outdoors. Get ready to lace up, gear up, and get inspired. Adventure is just around the corner. On your left.
All right, we're here, episode 15, and we are super pumped. It's going to be a really fun episode tonight. Something that's very near and dear to my heart. We are going to be talking Pinhoti. I know this was going to be on the list. This has been on the list since day one. Pinhoti is a trail, Daniel, in Alabama. Yep. And it's beautiful. They run a bunch of races over there that are very, very challenging. I have a love-hate relationship with them because I've failed and I've succeeded. And I thought the best way to I was trying to figure out how did we want to do it, because it's coming up in October and there's a bunch of other races that are linked to it. I wanted to bring on some local guys, which we've got a couple in studio. But then also, who better to talk to than Todd and Jamie Henderson, who are the race directors. So we're going to dive deep into all things Pinhoti tonight. A lot of people are very excited. This podcast is set up to promote everything in Mississippi when it comes to trail running, everything outdoors, whether it's mountain biking, hiking, and everything. But there are so many people that have such a fondness for Pinhoti, and Pinhoti plays such a big part in so many people's lives year round that, and we're such good friends with these people too. So we felt like it was our duty to bring them on. Before we get to that, Daniel, how are you doing?
Man, I am doing fan-freaking-tastic.
Can I briefly tell you what Brooke and I did today?
Hey, it just so happens I might have some photos about that as well. Please do tell.
Okay, go ahead and pop them up there, and
right,
I'll tell everybody what we did. Do you have them in order?
No, so I did a collage, as they like to say.
Okay, there it is. Jamie, don't start laughing, please. Brooke took me we had a day date today. Now, listen, a lot of my friends give me shit because Brooke takes me to the wax place. Yes, you get my eyebrows, I get my nose, and I get my ears waxed.
Oh.
Peter's just looking at me like I'm stupid. Peter, give it another 15 or 20 years of you being married, and you're going to be doing a bunch of this stuff. Anyway, Brooke and I went today to an IV bar. Daniel, are you familiar with that?
Yes, actually.
Have you ever done it?
I have not, but I went to a cold plunge and it's like a cold plunge and sauna therapy place in Austin, and that was one of the things that they have there. And I know a friend of mine is an RN, and she started her own business to where she does just that. Like, she goes to people's houses and does it.
Well, we went to so full disclosure, I mean, I'm in the middle of training. I'm training. I've got a long process over the next year of just different things that we're doing. So I'm thinking about, well, what are some things that I could do for like recovery, just stay on top of things? 'Cause I'm 53, you know.
Damn.
I know. Not getting any easier. So I'm like, okay, how can I maybe just help myself a little bit? So we went to an IV bar today. One of the things we got was, and it was on the picture, was we did the foot detox, which apparently they put your feet in a bowl of water, in a copper bowl of water, and they plug the positive and negative, and they let that thing go. And apparently so apparently the bottom of your feet, those are your largest pores in your body. So to pull toxins out of your body, that's where they go. Well, anyway, also that chart right there, that shows, so eventually the water turns a certain color, and that's what it's pulling out of your body. Apparently for me, I just had like some, I think, I don't know what the hell I had. It turned all kind of weird
Kidney
colors.
bladder,
Yeah,
reproduction system.
exactly. So I had that, and then we did the bag, which they gave me a bag of saline, but then you can also add stuff like B12. I don't know what kind of package I got. I don't know. Brooke just, we paid for it, whatever. It was a couple $100. But, and that's me just looking up like, what the hell am I doing here? So anyway, that's what we did today. Do I feel any better?
You look better.
Do I look better? Well, my back still hurts. So 2 weeks ago, stepping off the damn treadmill, just stepping off the treadmill, I tweaked my back. So my back's been bothering me. And sitting down on this couch, I was like, man, my back's kind of bothering. Peter, just out of nowhere, pulls this damn thing out. And I don't know. It looks like, for those that are just listening, it looks like a damn, some sort of ninja weapon, but it weighs about 10 pounds. And what is this thing, Peter?
Excuse me?
What is this?
The muscle scraper.
What is it called? Where did you get it from?
Sidekick.
Sidekick. Anyway, I guess it's more like myofascial release or something.
Yeah,
so,
400% more blood flow. You don't want that?
I want.
is that a foot scraper?
It's everything. You can scrape.
Have you been scraping your feet on it? Because I'm sitting here holding it.
Multiple people.
So it has like a rough side,
you
but it
walk
does
into
feel
that.
pretty good. So
Yeah.
all right. Enough of that foolishness.
How's that thing smell?
I don't know. It's stainless steel. So, all right, let's move on. In studio, we've got PK sitting across from me. Also, we've got Cooper Fulton. Cooper is a local. Both these guys, Daniel, I hate to admit, but they're better runners than I am. But
Well, then they're certainly better the runners than I am. So
probably so.
yeah.
Both these guys are local badasses that run a lot of mutt trail races, but they also are big Pinhoti runners. They run Pinhoti every year. Cooper, matter of fact, has run it you've run it 5 years in a row now?
5 in a row.
Five in a row.
About to be 6.
About to be 6. And Peter, how many times have you run it?
I've run it 4 times. I've finished it
3 times.
4 minus 1.
So that would be 3. That's correct.
Why did that tickle me so much?
So anyway, these guys. Okay, so Pinhoti is a 100-mile race, Daniel, that takes place the first Saturday of November every year.
Okay.
So when the time changes, Alabama plays LSU. You set your clock to it. Pinhoti's going to start. It starts, and we've got Todd and Jamie on. They're going to talk all about the history. This race, it's a 100-mile. It's a point-to-point, and it has about 14,000 feet of climb. It's a single track.
This is in Alabama?
It's in Alabama.
14,000 feet?
Correct, sir. Correct.
14,000 feet in Alabama?
Yes. You go up
What?
well, check this out. So about 40 miles in, you climb the highest point in Alabama, which is Mount Cheehaw, which is just brutal. But there's a lot of very difficult climbs. It's
What's
rough.
the highest elevation in Alabama?
Yeah.
It's Mount Cheehaw. I don't know
That's
how
it?
high that is. I don't know, but it's got a lot of gain. About 14,000. Now you're not going 14,000 feet up. We're not talking elevation. We're just talking about total climb.
Oh, I thought you were talking about elevation.
No, we're not
It's like
Colorado.
You must be high
No.
right now.
No.
Okay,
no,
all
no,
right,
no.
all right.
The elevation is 1,000. The altitude's probably 1,000 feet.
Okay.
But you're going up and down. It's very hilly. So my relationship with Pinhoti is probably 10 years ago when we first started mutts. John Brower, we all were talking about, okay, what's 100 that we can do? And at that time, hundreds weren't, they're every weekend, every town now. But back then there was a few races that were around. John Brower, he talked Helen Summerford and I to signing up for Pinhoti. And he's like, you got to do Pinhoti. So we had done a couple of hundreds, but we haven't done anything like this. So, be honest with you, I didn't train as much as I should have. We showed up, we did it, and it was just absolutely brutal. The year that I ran it, it was super hot. I made it to because they give you 30 hours to do it. So you got 18-minute miles, and there's 8 station cutoffs, Daniel. So I made it to Pinnacle, which is the top of this really tall hill at mile 75, and I missed the time cutoff by 6 minutes. And I just remember I was like, well, you know, I couldn't go. I couldn't.
is what
They
it
wouldn't let me.
is.
It is what it is. So, but to be supportive of my friends that were there, John and Helen and Hal, they were still out there on the course, and so we're like, Brooke and I went back to the finish line to watch everybody else finish, and I just remember sitting there just being like, I was really bummed. So I took the next year and I decided, you know, I'm not gonna let this thing beat me. So I dedicated the next year and I just trained my ass off. I changed everything. I mean, I even went vegan. Like I quit eating meat. I did all this other stuff and I trained specifically for this race. I did a couple of other races leading up, Rebecca Mountain being one of them, which is coming up in a couple of weeks. We did that. And then I went back to Pinhoti, and I don't know if you have the picture or not, but I have a picture. No, you don't. I didn't send it to you. But the proudest moment for me is not necessarily finishing Pinhoti, but I made it to, those are some pictures right there. The bottom right there, that's the 5-year jacket, right?
It is, yeah.
It is. Okay. So now if you do Pinhoti 5 years in a row, you get a jacket. One of the proudest moments for me in ultra running, Daniel, was making it to mile 75 to top of Pinnacle, and my wife just looking at me, just crying, because the guy that was up there was like, "Man, you've got 3 hours on the cutoff." I literally could like just crawl and make it at that point. So I just remember my wife had a picture of me at the top of Pinnacle at mile 75, but I ended up finishing, I don't remember, 26 hours, something like that. So I was well ahead, and yeah, it was great. Great moment for me. And so anyway, without further ado, they've been hiding back there. They're in separate locations. I do have questions about that, but that's fine. They are married. We have the race directors of the Pinhoti race series and some other races as well, Todd and Jamie Henderson. Hey, y'all, thank y'all so much for hopping on the show. There they are, right there. They're there.
Yes. Thank you for having us.
Great to be here.
We have tons of questions. And guys, I know I brought y'all in and haven't allowed y'all to talk because I can run my mouth like crazy. Y'all hop in at any time if y'all have any questions. I have people, a lot of people have asked me to ask questions to you guys about the races and whatnot, the course and all this. Briefly tell us the history. How long have you guys been race directing? And I guess, when did y'all start race directing and what were the first races? And I guess just tell us a little bit about the evolution of the Pinhoti race series.
Well, I'll give you the breakdown on that real quick. Basically, in 2006 was the first race, which was point to point Mount Cheehaw 50K. We celebrated the 20th year anniversary this past February. It's always the last Saturday in February. To make it short and simple, though, before that race, before I decided and thought about even creating a race or an event for people to come run, I was just loving running the trails. I mean, that was the whole deal. And anyway, I'll sum this up really quick. I've talked about it so many times, I think. But I was running with a friend of mine. We were doing a little point-to-point training run. We were training for a race called Mount Massacus up in Virginia. Anyway, so we dropped one of our vehicles off at Porter's Gap. We drove up to Cheehaw State Park. We started up there, and we were taking the Pinhoti through the wilderness area. And that's when I told a friend of mine that I was thinking about starting a ultra marathon in our area, because literally there were a handful of people that I knew that even ran on the trails. There were literally less than that hiked on it at that time. This was back in probably late 2004. And I just thought it would be a great thing to start, just to get people to come to our area to see the beauty, the beautiful mountains and the beautiful area that Alabama is, because most people think it's flat, and it's not, especially in this particular area. So anyway, I told my friend I was thinking about doing it. He said, "Man, that's a great idea. How are you going to do it?" So the entire other 22 miles that was left of our little run, I explained exactly how I was going to do it. One thing I didn't realize at that time was the wilderness area was a no-go for having the race. you cannot have an event on or in the wilderness area. So at Adams Gap, which is mile 55 Pinhoti 100, is a station 3 from Mount Cheehaw 50K, or about 15 miles in for Cheehaw. And so we had to divert on the Skyway Trail and the Silent Trail, and what's now famous is the Blue Hell Trail, Blue Hell that climbs to the top of the Cheehaw that makes the finish there, which actually adds just a ton of character, and the beautiful trail that the Silent Trail has with the waterfalls and everything. So that's where it all started. Within a year and a half later, I was thinking about a point-to-point 100-miler without even have ran a 100-miler personally at that time. And, there wasn't another 100-miler around anywhere close other than you had to fly somewhere to run 100 miles. The nearest one was in North Carolina, which was well known. I can't even think of the name of it right now, but it's a really well-known race, or was at the time, and probably still is. So anyway, we started that, and then it was all just about getting people here. And then, the crazy thing was when the people came from all over, especially when I started Pinhoti 100, when they come from not only just a couple of states nearby, but from across the country, and they talk about, oh my gosh, we had no idea Alabama was just beautiful. We had no idea you had this. Well, that's what I wanted to create, and we did. And so 21 years later, we want to continue, and we want to continue to make it better every year. So.
And how many years? So this is year what for the Pinhoti 100?
18. This will be 18.
So, wow. I didn't realize it had been around that long. I ran it in 07 and 08. In the year that I ran it, you have some pretty big runners that show up for this race. The year that I ran it, I think, what's the guy from Utah? Jeff Brown. Jeff Browning, we hung out with him at the finish line. And a funny story, I was running up, I can't remember the name of it, running up to the boardwalk, the long rock climb that you're doing.
Bald Rock.
We're climbing up, the ascent up there. And this guy was like, he was out on the trail just hollering like, man, you could do it. And he's like running with me a little bit. And I'm like, who in the hell is this guy? And I get up to the top, and he's like, he comes by, he high fives me. I guess he was with his wife or whatever. And I was like, this guy, he's real nice and everything. And Josh Warren was with, he's like, dude, that's Carl Meltzer. Sure was. Carl Meltzer, Daniel, by the way, is probably the greatest ultra runner of all time. But anyway, he was there, and he'd run it the year before when I failed, but then he came back the next year, I think, to crew his wife. So you've got a lot of people. It's a popular race that people show up to. Which is great. These guys are so into the Pinhoti 100. I thought I was into it. Full disclosure, Daniel, I have a Pinhoti tattoo. After I finally finished it, I got one.
Where is it?
It's on my bicep, so it's right there. So it's actually the trail marker,
So cool.
which is blue, the blue trail marker, and then the Pinhoti. So there's different color trails on. Am I correct? Guys, so there's a blue trail, there's a white trail, and there's just different trails along the Pinhoti Trail. Is that correct? And most or some of the Pinhoti 100s on the blue trail. Is that correct? Or it was? Or
The
maybe
Pinhoti is the blue trail. It's the blue blaze. But like Todd was saying, we can't go through the wilderness section, so we go through Silent Trail, and it is marked white. So that's where you have to, leave the Pinhoti for just a few miles, and then you're on the dirt road right after Silent Trail, but you're definitely on the Pinhoti like 80% of the roads.
Well,
or more.
I got the tattoo, but now people have upgraded. I would get the car tag, but Peter already has the damn car tag. He literally Pinhoti car tag.
I only
matches Todd's.
Yeah, I only did it because
we all have it.
in Mississippi, again, Alabama.
You better grab it up.
It's taken.
Yeah.
but there's a group of guys locally that go every year,
Yeah.
which I think is fantastic. You guys go,
it's a
and
great
it's
group.
so awesome.
And the only reason I have the tag is because I saw Todd's tag, and I was like,
Yeah.
hiring.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. Cooper and I met each other a couple of times before at some Mutts races, but we were talking a little bit in the green room. And he was just telling me Cooper just started running. Cooper, you just started running really. You've been running all your life, but you started running ultras around COVID, right?
Right. Yeah. I came back to, we lived in Austin, Texas for a year.
Uh-huh.
Came back and did the Blues Marathon in Jackson, and then just went ahead and signed up for it.
So you just said,
never
I'm just
done a
going to run
trail race.
Pinhoti 5 years in a row.
Yeah. You get sucked in.
Bro, that's very impressive.
It's a
because
great
Pinhoti
race.
it's tough.
It's
That's a tough race, man.
I think that's why you go there. You want it to be tough.
You
I
definitely do.
love it. Crewing it, my wife said, don't ever do that race again because crewing is hard. It's difficult to crew because it's point to point. And I don't know if the satellite signals have gotten any better out there, but at one time, I think we had to use GPS coordinates to get from different places. But it's just, it's not the easiest for crew, but from running, it's just incredible. So you guys, this is your 18th year, but you guys also, so you guys have developed a series though as well. So you have like, you run sister races leading up to it, different distances. Can you tell us about those?
I'll start with the first part and let Jamie, because she's really the one that really got this going. But the slam, the first part of the slam is the 50K. You get a belt buckle if you run the first 3 50Ks, Mount Cheehaw 50K, Oak Mountain 50K, and Rock and Chakalaka 50K. So all those happen February, March, April. All of them are, I think, the last Saturday of the month, of each month. And if you complete all 3, you get a cool buckle, because that's just shy of 100 miles.
How many people got that?
Go ahead,
I
Jim.
think maybe close to 60
Mm-hmm.
people finished all 3 50Ks and got the buckle. They get their, their race award, and then in April they get the buckle.
So I was
So it's-
going to give it I was going to give that a go,
Yeah.
but I got suckered into signing up. I think it was one of those is the same weekend as Fonder and Urban Ultra. Am I correct? Do you guys know? I don't know.
I don't know.
What one of them's in March or April. One of
Yeah.
those. I was already signed up for something, but I saw that and that was pretty cool. So you've got those 3 50Ks.
Mm-hmm. We also have the Pinhoti Trail Series, 212 miles on the Pinhoti. And that again includes the Mount Cheehaw 50K, and it includes Rock and Chakalaka 50K, Rebecca Mountain 50 miler, and then Pinhoti 100. And if you finish all 4 of those races, you get a jacket, a 212 mile jacket. And all of those races are point to point, and all of them are on the Pinhoti.
So what races are those again? I'm sorry.
Mount Cheehaw 50K,
Yeah.
Rock and Chakalaka 50K, Rebecca Mountain 50 mile, and then Pinhoti 100. So 4 races
Cooper,
across
you
the
did that?
Pinhoti. They're all point to point.
And I think that was the jacket that was shown earlier too.
Yeah.
Was
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
Maybe. I'm
Yeah,
not sure. I'm not sure if I sent that jacket in. Yeah, I did, I think. I know I sent in a 500 mile. The 500 mile jacket that's shown was our son-in-law.
Yeah.
Um,
Right. Yep.
and then I don't see the other jacket, but the other jacket,
Me finishing right
um,
there, by the way. That's
Okay,
me.
on the
you,
track.
you could blow that one up real big. And look at Peter. Peter, okay. I asked them to send me that pic on the top right up there. That's Rebecca Mountain. That's
Mhm.
what is that? Wormy's Pulpit up there. Rebecca
Mhm.
Mountain, 50 mile one year. I don't know. That's about mile 7 or 8, maybe. After you go up Pinnacle, you're up there for a little bit. And that's Peter. I don't know what the hell Peter shaved 100
That's
inches.
That's amazing.
Okay.
Artwork.
Are you doing that? Are you going to do that for this year?
I should. Yeah.
Yes,
right.
you should. And that's so husband and wife. Jamie, when did you take everything over? Because I know you run everything.
I don't,
When did
I
this happen?
haven't taken everything over. We have our own separate duties that we take care of, and we just get it done. I mean,
When did you just say, okay, let me get involved? When did you?
I've always been involved.
Oh, okay.
Always. My name has just not been out there. I have always from day one been involved. Yeah.
'Cause I know usually if I have a project or something, my wife
Yeah.
usually tends to take it over and to
Yeah.
bring some common sense to it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it'll get off the rails real quick. So,
Yeah.
wow.
Mhm.
Yeah. So you know, it's been an amazing journey this past 21 years. You know, after the first, I don't know, 6 or 7 or 8 or somewhere right around in there, time takes its toll sometimes. And then when you start adding more races, I mean, it's not easy. Oh, let me share with you. This hat, that's a Pinhoti hat. I mean, some other people have this hat. It used to be really dark blue. Oh, let's look at the inside. Woo, nasty. Anyway, that's my trail maintainer's hat right there. I was just thinking about the years of what it takes to continue putting on the races. It's not only just about marking trails and, you know, getting ready before and ordering all this stuff that we order, you know, in addition to shirts and medals and buckles and all this great stuff, but all the time that it takes to keep the trails clean. But before I go into that, I was actually talking about how, you know, when I told Jamie, I was like, I need more help because, you know, our lives with our work. She was a teacher. I'm working. I'm doing my type of work in addition, not just full-time race directing. Although we could have if we just had wanted to, which would probably been better. She took the reins and she was able to grasp all the concept of, you know, the ins and outs and especially the volunteer part of it and all the aid stations. I mean, that has been huge. And then also you know, designing and all the artwork and stuff for the t-shirts. Moving back to what I was trying to say just a second ago, then we do a lot of work. In addition to that, it's not like we're just sitting on a computer, you know, drawing maps and creating you know, creating routes and stuff. But there's so much labor involved in cutting blowdowns. That's why we have the Pinhoti Trail Maintainers. You know, it's an organization here in Alabama that we need more of these people. Obviously, they're always begging because there's definitely not enough. But they go out and take a weed eater and they, you know, in these really thick areas, weed eat 0.6 of a mile. It takes 2.5 hours to weed eat that little section. Or, you know, to go spend the entire day cutting blowdowns where you know, you just burn out chainsaws. You know, I've been through, I don't know how many in the past several, you know, since I started this. But and then with Jamie, she has her hedger. I mean, she's cutting all these things, just all this. There's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears that go into this. A lot of people don't know about. A lot of people do. A lot of people participate. A lot of people help. It's so awesome. There's more people even in the trail running community that want to get involved. Recently, we've had some folks do that, and we're so appreciative of it. But there's so much more, you know, that people don't know about. And we love it. We love every minute of it. I mean, we get super beat up, tired, feet hurt, arms hurt, legs hurt, everything hurts. But at the end of the day, there's nothing better than when you're at the finish line and you see everybody coming through, meeting their goals. It's so amazing.
That makes it all worth it.
It does.
Yes. You know, we're the face of the Pinhoti Trail races, but we could not do these races without the volunteers. We have, it's funny when people say, how many t-shirts do you ever have to order? And I say, I have to order as many shirts for volunteers as I do for the runners. We have so many people who want to be involved. And when you hear people say, hey, we're going to this race, and they're like Pinhoti Trail family. It's big deal because all these volunteers are our family. We've known these people. Some of them have helped us for 21 years. And some people at Pinhoti have had the same aid station for the like the last 6 years, 7 years. And they're incredible. They do themes. They have aliens in the middle of the woods for you to run by. They dress up. They just make the Pinhoti 100, spectacular. I've been to a lot of races. I've crewed a lot of races for Todd, and um, I am going to speak highly of this race because these people who come and help us make it make it everything. And we are so appreciative to everything. And the trail maintainers, it is a family who works together to get this race done. It's incredible. I just want to share a story about when we started 2006. William Anzik came to run the race for the very first time, very first year. He was 19 years old. Um, he kept coming back running. He's finished Pinhoti 100. He and his wife now run an aid station, and it's fabulous. So, we've known these people for forever. So we are, we're family. And I used to go, crewing for Todd, and we'd get to the finish line, and the people would say, "Did you run the race?" And I said, "No." And then, "I'm sorry, you can't eat." I'm like, "Well, my husband ran, and we're out here in the middle of nowhere. Where do I go to get food?" I should have been the mom to pack the picnic, but I told Todd at the very beginning, if we can't be family oriented and everybody eat the food and everybody join in and everybody sit around the finish line and it's just our family, I don't want any part of it. But it has turned into a family reunion at every race. And I'm so proud to say that we love everybody. We really do.
Well, you got people that just make it an annual event.
We do.
That's
Yeah.
why we come back. That's why we
Absolutely.
always come back.
Man, I'm
There-
getting, I'm
it's-
getting pumped.
Yeah,
I'm not signing up.
Hey,
I'm Peter. damn it.
Todd just
Yeah.
messaged me.
Todd.
Todd messaged me on the
Shut-
side, and he said there's a
Brooke,
discount code for
Brooke,
Matt.
Brooke,
What is it? Matt
Brooke.
100.
Brooke. My coach is running, by the way. She is running.
Oh.
Howard. Or she's supposed to be. I don't know. She signed up. So I don't know if she's dealing with a foot issue. But Liza's elite. She used to be. She won Leadville one year.
Yeah.
She's
But
she's tough, man. She's tough. She's older, but Peter's tough. All right, so that's coming up first weekend in November.
Mm-hmm.
You guys got any questions about it or any comments or anything? I've got questions about.
Oh.
There's a couple things I have questions about with the Pinhoti 100, but y'all go ahead.
I'll kick one back to Todd and Jamie because it's been out there. I guess you don't realize how long it's been out there, but in the year I got to experience like behind the scenes, the year I DNF'd a couple years ago, and it was really interesting because I had to sit there and wait, and then I got to ride with Todd around and get to experience like problem solving and doing all the really plethora of things that race directors do that we don't understand, but maybe for them to share some cool stories that like you don't realize happen during 100.
Well, you're out in the middle of nowhere. I mean, look, I love Alabama, but goddamn, you're out in the middle of nowhere. Daniel, it's way out there, bro.
I believe you.
I do. Okay, so the Park Service, you guys have had to do you guys have had to make some decisions. And I do have questions about, and I think I know the answer to. Mount Cheaha no longer is an aid station. Is that because it just got too overcrowded, or what was that?
Well, that was Bald Rock. The
Rock.
parking lot at Bald Rock became no longer an aid station after a new crew of people that they hired in at the state park took over, and they, it's like the busiest day of the year for Alabama, for Cheaha Mountain State Park, because the leaves are at peak and everybody, if it's really nice, that is when everybody, all the leaf peepers, whatever they call them,
Yeah.
they come up to the mountain and they can barely walk out the Bald Rock, half of them. But anyway, they come up to watch all the leaves, to see the leaves, something they only do once a year, which is great and everything. But we have such a huge crowd normally. I mean, we have typically 250 plus whatever runners that end up showing up for the race. Then we have all these crews. Well, they decided that it's way too much. And it is. I understand, because it is a very small place up there. So we moved it. It's still in the state park. It's just moved down to the bottom of the mountain to Cheaha Lake, just to the bottom of Blue Hill. So it moved down there, and it's much better for parking and everything.
Now, are you guys starting an hour earlier now?
Yes, we start at 6 a.m. versus 7. That's something I did several years ago. I've gone back and forth, starting at 6 and 7 and going back to 6. 6 is much better, gives you more daylight later. So
I did the year I was 6 minutes late, damn it. And I don't mind throwing this guy on. Terry Williamson was my pacer at Bald Rock. And when you go down Blue Hell, which way do you go? You go to the right. Right? When you kind of go down, you kind of go to the right.
Oh, yeah.
Went to the damn left.
At the bottom.
We went to the left, man. Took about 15, 20 minutes.
But then you got to go to run Pinhoti again. That's a
Whatever.
double.
It went the wrong way. Okay. Well, it was dark too. It was starting to get dark, so we couldn't really see. We were chasing cutoffs. I'm not going to blame Terry on that. That was me not training. But
I think everybody does their first year.
what, DNFs?
No.
Oh, goes the wrong way.
No. Yeah, everybody does that too. But the course is marked great. I mean, I speaking on the trails and the maintenance, I think it was the first year, Todd, you can speak to this, in 20 or 21. You know, we showed up and there'd been a big storm the night before, and we were, standing there at the start line, and y'all were rolling in from cutting blowdowns then, been cutting them down all night just to get there and start the race.
Oh yeah, no, that's when we had the straight line wins at Horn Mountain. Jamie knows more about what was going. Yeah, I was actually out cutting, and I wasn't even at packet pickup. I didn't know what was going on. She knows what was going on, so she can probably shed some more light on that.
Oh, I just at packet pickup or the wins, like the whole trail maintainers came in and the Forest Service brought in the big rigs to move the trails off of the Forest Service roads just so we could get up there to cut. But all the trail maintainers showed up for the runners. I mean, they probably don't even know that, but the people behind the scenes are fabulous. But they took care of the trees. They couldn't take all of them. There just wasn't enough time, but they got most of them for sure.
Absolutely kept it going. We got there. It had been rough the night before. We didn't know if we were going to run or not. But
Horn Mountain was such a disaster. It's it's up at a peak about a little over 1,800 feet or whatever. I mean, and when those winds came through there, it just knocked these pine, like there's a lot of hardwood too, but there's pines up there as well. And they were leaning like at a 45-degree angle or whatever. And those are the hardest things to cut. You never know which way, once you cut through, which way it's going to go. And then even when you cut some of those, a year later, you're cutting the same tree again because they lean down even more. I mean, it's been an ongoing issue now for 4 or 5 years. Insane. Yeah. But now the trail's much better than it was. Oh my gosh.
Great shape.
So you guys, you cap it at 250, is that correct?
We actually cap at 300. I got it at 200 right now. I just noticed that the other day. I thought, well, I don't even care because we're only at 150 or whatever. And I could bump it up, but I was waiting because I got to order, buckles and things like that. And I don't want to order all this extra stuff. If we're gonna have a little less turnout. So I was just kind of waiting to see. But at the end of the day, I mean, it's the second time ever that we've had Pinhoti 100 the day after Halloween. And so the year we had it after, I think it was 8 years ago, that Pinhoti was the day after Halloween. We had less people running that day.
I think I ran it.
Although it's the last Western States qualifier of the year for the next year. So in other words, Pinhoti 100 this year is a qualifier for 2026. It is the last 100 miler in the calendar year. That is a qualifier for 2026.
So when you mean qualifier, and I'm just educating Daniel because Daniel might sign up. No, he's not.
You already signed him up.
Daniel, they have 50-something spots open. So when you mean qualifier, whoever the top male, top female, they get automatic entries into Pinhoti.
No, that was when it was a Montreal Cup Series. We've been there and done that before as well. No, it's simply a qualifier, meaning you can join the lottery for Western States.
It's not you get a ticket.
You get a ticket. Yeah. If you run and finish it and under the allotted time, which right now is 31 hours, then you can submit your lottery ticket to Western States in December when they have the lottery.
I did do that. And damn, Jason Wheat got in with one ticket.
Yeah, I know. Isn't it crazy?
I was so
I've got
pissed.
8. Yeah.
How many tickets you got now?
8.
8?
I didn't put in the first year.
Yeah, I just put in.
Good luck,
last
man.
year.
Good luck, Daniel.
Oh.
Western States is the Super Bowl. It's in Lake Tahoe. It's the first 100-miler. It's all the superstars.
Lake Tahoe.
Yes, California, very
I
nice.
would.
Very
Yeah,
nice.
we've been there.
It's tough.
We went there on our honeymoon.
Really?
Unbelievable. Yeah.
Well,
Huh.
it's in June. We can go
Yeah.
back and we go run it.
All right.
But you've got to. It's a lottery. It's
Yeah.
really difficult. But in order to do it, you have to qualify by running another 100-miler. The Pinhoti is one of the last qualifying races. They used to do golden tickets, which I think there might be a couple of races out there that are golden tickets.
Yeah, they used to do that, right?
Yeah.
Well, they still do, I guess. I don't know which ones are, but they still
Like
do.
Canyon, maybe.
Mhm.
I did have a question from Ben McDonald. Ben McDonald, you'll meet Ben. I'm sure Ben will probably email you 1,000 times with a bunch of questions. I tried to get him to come in here, but he didn't want to do it. It's being too much of a puss. But his question was, has there been any thoughts about making it, or what would it take for it to be a UTMB qualifier? Is there a lot involved in that?
Well, I'll make this real simple.
Mhm.
I have no desire at this time. I kind of crossed that bridge a few years ago. Maybe we'll cross it again. I don't know what the details are at this current year and stage and whatever's going on there. But at this time, I was not interested in it. I could be. It depends on what's going on with it. I really don't know. So I have to investigate that a little bit.
I wouldn't mind.
A lot of paperwork, I'm sure.
It used to be. We have been there. We have had it as a UTMB qualifier. In the past, it was different. Things have changed, and I just haven't really researched it to look into whether or not I would like to even pursue it. So maybe we will.
Okay. There was another question that Ben had was, when does he break out the poles? And this might be
That's the question.
Yeah. Did he ask you
No.
guys the same thing?
No.
When do you break the
That's
poles out?
always like going in. Are you going to use poles? Are you going to break them out before Chiha? Are you going to wait?
Or do you carry them?
I think you carry them.
You should make sure you have a quiver.
Similar.
You're as fast as PK. You don't.
Yeah,
but-
well, it's similar. We're all different. You all run different, train different. You either use poles or you don't. You don't. You have to go with what's best for you.
Which means he just needs to carry him the whole time.
Yeah, I've done it both ways. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
you can pick them up before. You don't have to carry them from the start.
So I always
but you
use
can pick
Black
'em up.
Diamond. I always use Black Diamond, but I did just get a pair of Leckies, and I'm kind of pumped to use them.
Fancy.
I'm breaking them out for Rebecca Mountain.
Go.
Yes, sir. Todd, I've got something silly for Rebecca Mountain. We're going to talk about Rebecca Mountain, which is just in a couple of weeks. But any other Pinhoti 100? I mean, Cooper and PK, you guys.
I'd be doing Jamie if I didn't talk about, PK and I got to do, we got to do Chiha
Oh yeah.
or the big climb last year. I can't remember the aid station before you start the climb, but I got there and PK's sitting down under the tent, and he says he's called an Uber, and I said, PK, we're not.
You're
doing
about
that.
to quit?
He was done, and
I had the chills.
But you guys are okay.
They had the
So
chills.
you guys are at that level. This is Daniel. Me, I'm chasing cutoffs. If I can get under 30 hours, under 30 or 32 or whatever the hell it is, I'm going to finish. Whatever. If I know physically I can do it. But a lot of these guys, especially like PK, they don't hit like their standard. They quit.
but we got going. I rolled in.
That's not technically right.
A lot of elite
mean,
runners are like that, though. If they feel like they can't get top 10 or something, they'll quit.
Hey, I wouldn't say I'm elite by any shape or fashion.
Are
would
you
say,
you looking at the top 10 though?
No,
these races?
I mean, every day
He
you're-
is.
you're-
Cooper's saying, hell yeah, he is.
I
And he
go
should
out
be.
there.
He should be.
I go out there to do the best I can do that day, and I mean,
But you wanted to quit that day.
The year
Cooper
I
talked you out of
DNF'd,
it.
it was on me. Like I know I couldn't have finished it, but sometimes you learn.
You didn't
from
want to be out there
those
for another
as well.
12, 13 hours.
Yeah,
But he
yeah.
gutted it. We sat
Yeah.
there for a minute in the aid station. I thought, they heard me talking to him and they were kind of
Yeah.
concerned, but I was like, PK, we got to go. And in front of me all the way to the top, taking steps. I'm jogging and he's walking, and he ended up rolling by me at 100 miles an hour, 2 miles later on Silent Trail, and finished 2 hours ahead.
What
So,
is the okay? So I know, the the Cheehaw climb up to Bald Rock, and then you got the Pinnacle climb. Those are kind of the well-known. But man, what is that damn climb at mile 65 or whatever?
Pulpit is sneaky too.
No, yes, but what is the climb before you get to the aid station before you go up to Pinnacle?
Yeah, you're talking about when you get to Chandler Springs, which is a water only aid station.
What?
Yeah. You go up that little paved road, you take that hard right, and then you start climbing, and you don't quit climbing for about a mile. And that is, nobody really talks about that. I'm glad you brought that up. To me, that is the hardest climb in the whole race.
A couple of times out in Leadville, and I've done some tough ones. That damn hill right there is real. Well, you stop, and you're just like, damn. You know,
we need to name it. We need to give that one a name.
Yeah.
Matt just did.
I don't know.
Damn.
Because I think everybody's like mentally thinking, man, I've got to do this damn Pinnacle switchback climb coming up in about 5-6 miles. But then you hit this one, you're like, oh my God.
You're like, I'm on Pinnacle. This is it. Oh shit! I didn't know it's here already.
It's like the what is it? It's like the preview.
Yeah, preview.
I've got to ask, and I'm sure there's a great reason, but why are we not finishing this race on the track anymore? When did we stop, and when did we move the finish line?
Okay,
I say we.
I'm going to answer that question with a question. Would you rather finish on the track?
Are you asking me?
I like the track.
Yes.
Okay, so Cooper and I have talked about this in the green room. I have finished at the Rebecca Mountain when I did Rebecca Mountain. I think the finish line area at Rebecca Mountain is pretty killer, right? You got the picnic tables and all that stuff. People were bonfire and all that. It's great. But I liked when you got on the road and you could see the finish line way down the road and you knew you were kind of there. It's brutal because I think it was at that time, it's like a 2 mile on the road. And then I think you get there, but there's a false finish. Like you thought you got to
because there's a stadium to the right that people see there's the stadium, and then it's like the false stadium because it's not the stadium.
I like the idea of getting on the track where you could see it, your family could see it. You do like a little victory lap similar to Western States. I enjoyed that. Yeah. The thing I guess with Rebecca Mountain is the finish line's killer, but you do just pop out the woods and you're there. Yeah. I guess that would be my only issue with it. But I mean, was there some issues with permits and just the school or
no, not at all.
You decided to change?
It made it much easier to have the finish line at Lake Howard at the Civil War Trails. There was a section coming down to that paved road that was the hardest section to maintain. It was the worst trail on the entire course of the Pinhoti 100. Talk about off camber and just rutted out. It was like, oh my God, you think you're almost to the finish. Now you got to like build a balance to even walk down this. You can't even run it because it's impossible because it's so bad. And every year it grows up because nobody ever uses it. It's not like a real trail. It's just kind of there. It's like maybe it was just some kind of old road bed back in the day. Then there's cattle gates and this, that, and the other, and then you pop out on the paved road. I loved the finish at the stadium. I thought, turn all the lights on. It's awesome if you come through it in the middle of the night when all the lights are on and all that's great, or during the day. When most people do was during the next morning, but because it was well after 24 hours, most people were finishing in the daylight. Mm-hmm. But the finish at Lake Howard is so much more prettier, so much more laid back. You don't have to worry about the paved road, the idiots that are driving through there in the middle of the night. I always had this worst fear that somebody was going to get freaking run over. We used to have the city, the EMS service. We used to have them go out there and have their trucks up. They had their flashers on and all that. And all the neighbors were like, get the hell out of here. We don't want your life.
You do go by some houses and people were sitting on porches and whatnot, right? If I remember. Yeah, I get it.
And some of them were probably fairly nice or whatever, but they didn't like the emergency services out there with their lights flashing, keeping them up at night, So that was really it. And I helped. I was part of the instigation or part of the crew that helped get the trails built at Lake Howard. There was 15 miles of trails after the mountain bike trails. So I helped a great deal in that with the city council meetings, this, that, and the other. And then the caretaker, which I know really well, was a big mountain biker and stuff. He ended up being the caretaker out there, which I thought was so cool. And they have races, they do mountain bike events and stuff like that. He always has put a crew together to go up to Horn Mountain to help at one of the very last aid stations for Pinhoti ever since we started Pinhoti 100. His name is Billy Bean. And so he put all these people together, and he's been going up there every year at Wormy's Pulpit. And they are the cogs.
Well,
I
tell you, I kind of, you sold me on. I get it. And I would not. You guys never finished on the track, did you?
No, we never did.
Yeah. It was cool. I mean, but I also too, the finish line that they have now is great. So.
Yeah. And I was to backtrack a little bit. Like, I would not have finished Pinhoti this past year if it wasn't for Cooper, because I was gonna drop out. He really.
But that's
did
what it's
save
about.
my race.
I'd be doing a disservice if I didn't talk about. Every year I've done it, I've had people crew me, and or be there. PK. The first year I went, PK was part of it, and each year everybody's kind of hopped in and followed up and done a race, and I've run probably with each of our crew. I mean, all the guys we run with, David Simmons and Slowick and PK, and
so many people have rallied around that race. And I mean, I'm sure Todd and Jamie can attest to. I mean, there's just been so many people that have DNF'd it and have come back for redemption because it's such a great redemption. I mean, I know David. David had his failures. I know Kara.
That's what it's about.
She struggled. Yeah. It was a big thing for me. Man, I tell you what, it was
to Jamie's point. Like, it is hard to find 100 where you're gonna go and experience, like, each aid station almost like gives a different, if not better, experience, or they're just like
they're rooting for you.
They had
they
snow
want
cones.
you to finish.
They had snow cones last year.
Yeah.
Oh,
well,
see, I didn't even know that. I didn't know anybody had snow cones.
Snow cones at Claremont, I think.
Right before you start the climb.
So Daniel in the middle.
That's so cool.
In the middle of nowhere in mile 50, which you're deep off in the damn wilderness, the aid station had like flat screen TVs everywhere. And they were making
because of the games.
They were making
football games
because LSU, Alabama game.
Yeah.
And they had they were making gourmet scratch pizzas.
Yes.
You shot the
brick oven pizza, man.
Super cool. Super nice, yeah. And then of course the Butts people. Did they still have the Pinnacle one, or they did?
Yes, they still have it.
Yeah. How cool is that?
What about Pinhoti time? Have we talked about that?
What is that?
That's something we don't speak of.
I mean, that's the time change.
It's the time change, but we don't change.
Like savings too. So you really
it'll mess you up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't.
We call it Pinhoti time.
I'm too busy trying to get the cutoff.
It's just crazy.
Okay. So I know you guys had some announcements, but you got another race coming up in 2 weeks, which is this next one kind of the precursor to the Pinhoti 100, the last. You've got Rebecca Mountain 50 miler, and now you have a 50K that you've added onto this. I thought when I ran it, there was a 50K that year for some reason.
No, this is the first year for the 50K.
Inaugural.
People have asked us. Oh, I'm sorry. People have asked us over the years, hey, if y'all could do a shorter distance, I'd do that. I don't want to do a 50 miler. But the 50 miler is perfect for Pinhoti because it's 8 weeks out. It's it's so perfect. That's why I put it September, the first after Labor Day, Saturday. It's usually so hot. We have been so fortunate the past several years now. The first several years of the Rebecca Mountain 50 miler has been unbelievably hot. But the past few years it's been great. Here we are again. Oh my God. I got up here today. It was 73 degrees.
You just jinxed the hell out of that.
Yeah.
Wow. It's so nice out. And anyway, it's going to carry through close to next weekend or the weekend for Rebecca Mountain. It's going to be the low 60s. I wish it would be like tomorrow morning. I'm going to wake up. It's going to be like 55, but it's going to be in the mid 60s and still pretty much in the low 80s for that Saturday for race day. As we're looking at the outlook, which is great compared to 90 or whatever, much higher.
So tell us a little bit about that course. So that course takes place much on the Pinhoti 100 Trail.
Yeah.
And it starts at, is it Porter's Gap? Where does that thing start?
Yeah, starts at Porter's Gap. They do an out and back. The 50K and 50 mile are both to do a short out and back. And then, speaking of short, it's less than a mile actually.
Yeah.
Thins out the crowd. The 50 milers make sure they definitely get 50 miles in. The 50K make sure they get the 50K in. But then they do 18 miles across Horn Mountain. 18 miles, the pinnacle climb, when they're have their fresh legs.
Straight up pinnacle. I remember that.
They're gonna be like, "Oh, this was easy. What are they? This was nothing." And on their little fresh legs, and then they get down to Bull's Gap at the end of that 18 miles. If you push it that first 18, it is going to catch up with you the rest of the race. I promise. Because after you climb Pinnacle and you get to Pinnacle, you think, "Oh, the hard part's over." It's by far from over. You cross the road, you go around this little about 6/10 of a mile loop, cross the road again, then you do more climbing, more rocks, up and down, up and down. And I mean, it's a lot of runnable sections, but Pinnacle's not it. You're not done after Pinnacle. There's a couple of more pretty good little climbs. But after that, I mean, there is some more runnable sections. Going down to Bull's Gap is so beautiful because you got 2 miles of downhill, like a gradual down. And if you didn't kill yourself in the first 16, then you take that last 2, run down to Bulls. Whether in the 50K or 50 mile or 50K, it could be definitely a PR 50K for you. 50 miler, no, you still got some more single track ahead of you, but another 12 miles, which it's some of my favorite trail. I mean, by far. But
the 50K, where does the 50K finish? Is it the same spot?
Yeah, they finish.
You just
same spot.
All right.
The 50K is actually the last 31 miles of the Pinhoti 100.
Oh,
It's the exact course. The last 50K of it.
You guys are running a 50 mile, both of you guys?
I'm not.
Are y'all not doing it?
I'm not.
We've
got.
Yeah. I'm going to be there spiritually.
Yeah.
What does that mean? That means
got payback.
Signed up.
I want to be there.
Todd, I'll be there. Although, Todd, I have to, awkward timing, but I did not buy a bus ticket. But I'm going with some people, and I didn't buy a damn bus ticket. So I got to meet up with you about getting a bus ticket because me and Bob Wyman are going. He's running the 50 mile. I'm actually training. I'm early stages training. So my coach has me hiking the 50K with weight. So I have to take my pack and take all the water and everything. So I'm going to pack extra weight, and I have to power hike the 50K. It's a 10-hour cutoff, which is going to be challenging.
Todd just texted me on the side to double bus fee for Matt.
Is it really? Is there a late fee for the bus? So, well, I'm super excited about. I like Rebecca Mountain. It's such a great race.
I love it too. I want to be there. Cooper wants to be there, but I'm doing Arkansas Traveler.
You're doing Arkansas
Yeah,
Traveler? Are you doing that too?
Oh,
Y'all are doing 100 mile
I'm doing Pinhoti.
oh wow.
I'm doing Pinhoti.
Okay,
Pinhoti.
so you're doing Arkansas Traveler?
I am.
Have you done Arkansas Traveler?
I have not.
So you're doing 100 miles. You're going to do 200 milers within. Okay.
I'm good.
All right.
Yeah, I'm slowly.
So
being
you
talked
guys, when it
into
comes to Pinhoti, y'all are going to have to help each other finish.
PK is trying to lock me in for it.
Well,
yeah.
I will be there. I know there's a big contingent of people going for Rebecca Mountain. A bunch of people from here are going, so really excited about that. And I think Rebecca Mountain's great. One thing I do remember about Rebecca Mountain is I think there's like an out and back up top with just a few miles to go, where there's an aid station or something up there. And I just remember one year I ran it. It was so hot, man. People were just like, whew. People were taking breaks big time up there.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, like I said a little bit ago, it had, when we first started putting Rebecca Mountain 50 mile on, it was so hot during the races every year. And then, like I said, the past several years now, it's been like 4 or 5. It's been fairly mild compared to the summer you kind of been dealing with. But yeah, you get the last 2 aid stations, you're at the hottest part of the day.
Yeah.
So you just
What was the first year y'all ran Rebecca Mountain?
Oh, Rebecca Mountain, the first year, man. See, I remember Mount Cheehaw 2006. I remember Pinhoti 2008.
Well, this is the 9th year.
I think I ran it the first year.
That would be the inaugural year.
That would be the inaugural year. I think.
Okay, so
I think I did it that year. I don't remember.
2017.
No, I ran it
2017.
That's the second annual.
I was there the second.
Holy crap! This is 9.
Yeah.
How does that happen?
Yeah.
Oh no.
You guys had some announcement. You had mentioned that you had some breaking news that you wanted to share here, and we feel honored that you're gonna.
Yeah. So
we reach about 12 people on the podcast. So let's go ahead.
We love it. I'm going to let Jamie do most of that sharing, but I, speaking with you guys, I love you guys. Seeing y'all. It's been a while, so when I see all of you, oh yeah, I know Bill. Because now I can put the face with the name again and stuff. I love the Mississippi people. We have a lot of mutts, that we've met even this year. So cool. Anyway, so shout out to you guys. Shout out to all the Mississippi folks over there as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll do the intro and then I'll let Jamie kind of finish. So we love. Can I express even more? When I was a kid, I grew up here. Jamie and I both grew up nearby the Pinhoti Trail. When I grew up hunting, fishing, all that good stuff all over this part of. I remember my dad taking me out to Chakalaka Management Area, deer hunting, all kind of hunting, squirrel hunting. My granddad. I went coon hunting with my granddad. All right, I've done it all. Anyway, I remember as a little bitty kid though, I'm part of the Rockin' Chakalakas, or I say a little bit, 8, 10, whatever. We were on this trail. And it was I'm like, this isn't a deer trail. This is a real trail. And anyway, at that time, it was just called the Pinhoti. I didn't know, didn't care. All I know is I thought, whatever this is, it's really freaking cool. I mean, I want to just, in my mind, I wanted to keep walking on. I want to keep going to see where it went as a little kid. Anyway, then fast forward, next thing I know, I'm on it. The first time I was on the Pinhoti running, I decided when we moved it back to Alabama, I went and put some shoes on, whatever shoes I had. I was doing different kind of running back then and biking, triathlon, stuff like that. And I just went to Porter's Gap and I ran from Porter's down to Chandler, basically, which is the first 3.5 miles to Mount Cheehaw 50K. And I did that little out and back run. I thought, oh my God, that's all I want to ever do. I just want to run on the trails from now on. I don't want to run on the road anymore. I just want to run on the trails. The next day I got up and all the running I'd already done, all the biking, running and stuff I was doing. I woke up the next day and I was sore because my legs were used to just that even movement on the, on the road and stuff, that efficiency run. And I thought, oh, this is cool. I got a workout too, Anyway, I get off on a tangent. I don't even know where I was going with that. But other than we love the Pinhoti so much, we have plans for other things. But before those plans can take place, we have a friend of ours that started something kind of cool a few years ago, and we actually participated in volunteering for, which was a 200-mile race. And
oh my God!
It was a point-to-point race. How cool is that? There's nothing better than point-to-point.
Mm-hmm.
And so, Jamie, I'll let you kind of do the rest of that.
Yeah. So, David and Mary Jo Tosh gave Todd a call a couple of weeks ago, and we had dinner with them, and we thought, well, we just hadn't seen them in a long time, and we'll have dinner with them. This will be fun. And so we did. And, halfway through dinner, they were like, hey, what about helping us with the 200, with the Southern States 200? And we were just like, floored and honored that they would ask us because, like Todd said, the Pinhoti Trail is just part of us. I don't even know how to explain it. It is part of our being. I don't know. Anyway, so we thought on it a couple of days. It didn't take us long. And So we will be the other half of the race directing that will be going on. We will join them and team with them and stay awake with them. And it is March the 18th, sorry, Wednesday, March the 18th through Sunday the 22nd. And it's going to be a great event. And so if any of my volunteers are out there listening, I need you. We need
We've
you.
already recruited a few.
We have recruited, yes.
So now it's going to be the Toshas and the Hendersons.
Definitely.
For the Southern States 200.com. Southern States 200.com.
And the 100. They also
yes.
have a 100.
Oh,
So we'll be.
Wait, have they always done 100?
No.
So they're adding 100 to it.
They had the 100 last year.
Oh, okay.
Second.
Mhm.
Annual this year. Congrats, y'all.
That's
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh.
So put it on your calendar.
Oh my.
You can do it. You can do it.
Now.
Are you Cooper, have you had any thoughts on doing that?
For sure, yeah. I
That'd
would
be
love to do a
He
200.
signed up.
I'm not signed up for that yet, but I'd love to do
It's a different
200.
animal.
Yes.
Good for y'all.
Well, the great thing is, it's not, even Pinhoti 100, when I first started, I thought, oh, it's a race. I want to see how fast people could do it. That after a few years, I never said anything, but I didn't care about the race aspect of it. I just want people to come live their dream and finish a 100-mile. It don't matter about the time. Time's not important. It's that you finish. I would love to actually extend the time, but I think 31 is a really good time for that. But for the 200-miler for Southern States 200, it's about your personal desires.
Challenge.
It is. It completely is all it is. It's not a race. It's you're given a ton of time, which is great. You're given plenty of time, and just so you don't have to feel rushed. You got to keep moving and everything, but you don't. There's sleep stations. You can sleep. There's aid, plenty of aid, all that good stuff.
Over here shaking. Are you getting in? You're getting pumped,
I'm
man.
already
You're taking
signed
it.
up.
Oh, yeah. I knew it.
Put it on
I'm
camera.
not signed up yet.
Yeah.
But to echo, when I talked to Todd about when Matt reached out to me to reach out to Todd, and I reached out to Todd, one of the things we talked about was if you're ever hesitant to look at doing any of these races,
do it.
Well, not only that, do it, but go look at the photos of the finish line.
Yeah.
And if you don't know that that's a 100-mile or whatever type of race finishing, you wouldn't think that they just finished a 100-miler but it's amazing.
What did you say last episode when you were on before we talked about what the experiencing a 100-miler?
Oh, it's like it's you're living a life.
You're living a life in one day.
Yeah, in one day.
In a day.
So
100%.
200, I don't know what the hell that is.
Multiple lives. Clearly.
Well, that's super exciting.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's amazing. That just
congratulations. I've also run some of David's races, Lake Martin being one of them.
Yeah.
Great race. So they're great directors as well.
Great job.
Have you guys run?
I have not.
Have you not been there, Cooper?
I have not.
I've DNF'd it.
Cooper, now. Okay, so did you really DNF that?
The 100.
I was there
50.
that year.
No, I did the 50-mile that year.
You just went down to the 50. Okay,
no.
So
who else done that?
Pinhoti.
That was David's first.
Yeah.
Okay, so we talked about Pinhoti's just beautiful, just from a running perspective. Crewing, I mean, no offense, Jamie, you probably would agree. It's not the best thing.
It's the easiest crewing 100-miler you could probably ever do.
Pinhoti?
It is.
Yes. I mean, just because you don't have self-service, but all the beauty that you get to see on the roads. I mean,
but
it's amazing.
So quick.
But if you want to be like Brooke and them and just sit around and drink all day, Lake Martin's your jam because this is a loop. And it's at Lake Martin, which is like it's really bougie, like this whole area, what is it, the grocery store that's there, really nice. So anyway, yeah.
I will say this about the crew in Pinhoti, like the handbook, you just got the turn-by-turn directions, and they're just spot on.
I've never crewed it, so honestly, I wouldn't know.
I just pass it on. Yeah.
No, I don't know. Ben's doing it this year. I did offer, but I think he's locked up. He's got a bunch of people. So
but he's doing it. J Ray's doing it.
J Ray.
There's a whole bunch of people from here.
There's a lot of Jacksonites. I think Cooper just texted me. He said he's doing it now. This podcast just inspired him.
It could happen.
Yeah.
What does it mean? Wait, you're already signed up.
I'm not signed up yet.
What?
I'm not yet. PK's working on me.
Yeah.
Oh, well, go ahead and do it.
Todd just messaged me $1 off for you.
$1
off.
Code Cooper.
We had a great group last year with Jordan Taylor.
Yeah, heck of a group. Yeah.
PD.
PD, you, J Ray, Chris Mixon there.
Chris Mixon.
And I mean, with everybody,
Ben
we
Ulmer,
had
yeah.
Ben
Slowick.
Yeah,
I mean,
David Slowick.
we piled them in there last year.
Yeah, very nice.
One of I'll ask the RDs. What's the one thing the Mississippi crew is? Hopefully, we've gotten a good rep for when we come to the race. I think that we bring something.
Yeah, you'll make a little stop. It's sweet.
Oh no, those cinnamon rolls.
Oh my gosh,
cinnamon rolls. Yeah, that
holy moly!
Cinnamon rolls.
Yeah, that's a
giant,
thing.
delicious, decadent
always freaking
cinnamon rolls.
Rolls in damn Huntsville at the what's the damn Mountain Mist or whatever.
No, these are from Livingston, Alabama. Touch of Home Bakery. Shout out to them.
Yes,
they
are fabulous.
They're awesome. Every year, that's our thing. We slide through. It's about 30 minutes out of the way. And eat.
There's a place up in Huntsville that I think Peter Davis was all freaked out about. I think it's an Amish place that makes it
Mennonite. Even better. We're team Mennonite with Touch of Home, and the Hendersons as well. We're all team.
Got it. Well, guys, we're super excited. So we've put So we've put the ultra sign up link for both Rebecca Mountain and Pinhoti. Sign-ups are still available. If you want to get in Rebecca Mountain 50K or the 50 mile, we have the ultra sign up link on the show notes.
Yeah.
Also, Pinhoti 100, still sign up. I wish I was in better shape. I'm so pumped.
Oh man, they're going to do what I saw an email. Are we trunk and treating, right?
Yes, definitely.
I got airhead.
Bring the kids. Have some candy.
Absolutely. Brooke's probably like she's already gone to bed. She's just turned this podcast right off. Okay. And also I put a link to just y'all's website on there as well. Do you guys have anything in closing as we kind of start wrapping this up? I mean, thank y'all again so much. And we like to try to bring y'all on once a year or so, just to talk about the events. I mean, yes, you guys are not in Mississippi, but who cares? I mean, so many people.
We're so close. We're neighbors.
Do affect so much of our running community because, let's be honest. I mean, the trails in Mississippi, they're getting better. And that's part of this podcast is where we could try to promote and try to get more people involved. But in the local area, I mean, what you guys got going on over there is just incredible. It's awesome.
That's what brought me in for sure.
What's going on is the people that come do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Jamie talks about the volunteers. Obviously, that there's nothing better than that. But when all the people that we see finish, that's what makes it worth everything. When every person that comes to the finish line is they have their own story. It's so amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, outside of getting married, having my children, and the finishing Pinhoti is one of the best accomplishments of my life. That's something that I'll always, hold high, and just the sacrifice and everything. And I learned a lot through all of that, and it's just it's fantastic, and it's affected so many people, and it's an awesome thing what you guys are doing, and also too, I'll give you guys a shout out. It's not easy what y'all do. A lot of times being race directors, it's a thankless job. You guys probably get complaints and people just fuss about this, that, and the other, but they realize it's like, look, we're trying, we're doing what we can. And, but you guys, it's a thankless job. And if you guys weren't doing it, we wouldn't have all these memories, that we have, and the camaraderie and the community and everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's fantastic. So we can't thank y'all enough for everything.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Well, the good news is we don't get very many complaints. Knock on wood.
Mm-mm.
We don't. That's really a good thing.
No, but yeah, I get it. Well, Well, again, do y'all have anything else in closing or anything? No other special, no big announcement.
We're taking over the. No, I'm just kidding.
No, but the Southern states, did y'all really just break that on this, or is that kind of been going around?
No.
No, this was the first announcement for it.
So
Yes.
we literally
They
came to the cabin last
weeks
weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden you guys were like, "Hey, let's do a podcast." I'm like, "Oh man, timing is not good," because we're actually meeting with David and Mary Jo. We have a little meeting coming this week, the end of the week, and I went ahead and I let David know. I said, "Look, we're having this podcast. We'll go ahead and let you know. We're going to go ahead and partner with you. We're going to say it. We got to work out the details though at the end of the week or whatever." But anyway, it's all good. But
yeah.
So timing was kind of weird, but it was hey, no, maybe it was actually a good thing.
Well, thank y'all for coming on. And
absolutely.
Do you guys have any questions for them or any comments or anything? Any story? Do we have any ringers signed up other than PK and Cooper? Maybe might sign up.
I'm a ring.
Any ringers signed up that we have this year? The year I ran it, Jeff Browning ran it. We hung out at the finish line. He's a pretty cool guy.
I don't think we've had any cool guys like that the years I've run. Or I don't know about you,
Todd. Do we have any ringers signed up?
Well,
I could look. I'm not going to look right now, but I mean, there are a couple, and I'm not going to get into that though. I mean, there's a couple. There's just people that are not that known yet.
I mean, not that I would ever see them. Maybe at the start line.
Yeah. Speaking of Jeff Browning though, and Carl Meltzer and all that, I mean, there's been others as well. David Riddle, and so on, which holds course record. The biggest things we've ever, and I know y'all got to go, the biggest thing we've ever really had to deal with is course markings in the middle of the freaking night. Closer to the finish, the worse. Again, knock on wood, we hadn't had any issues past several years somehow. Thank you, Lord. But, oh man, we've had to deal with some crazy stuff in the past years.
Well, again, thank y'all for doing, and I'll see y'all in a couple weeks. These two losers won't see y'all. They'll be doing
spiritually.
I'll
be there.
I'll be there in a couple weeks. There's a big group going. I think. We'll be over there. Really looking forward to it. I'm gonna break out my new polls. So
there you go.
Yeah. Well, we look forward to seeing you.
Yeah, guys. Again,
thank you for having us.
Cooper,
Absolutely.
Yeah,
seriously,
thanks,
I'm gonna
Matt.
bring you guys back.
We're
We're gonna go post Pinhoti and talk about who carried who through the finish line.
Who carried
Okay.
the boat?
And, who carried the boat.
Yeah.
So, anyway, thank you.
Excited to hear that.
Thank you so much. Thank you too,
Todd,
Awesome.
Jamie, thank y'all. We'll talk to y'all again soon. Like and share this episode, everybody, and we'll see you guys back in a couple weeks. Okay.
Todd and Jamie, y'all are the best. Roll
Thank
Tide.
Yeah.
Roll
Roll
Tide.
Tide.
Roll damn.
Roll Tide.